Hello friends, my name is Shayla and today I'm here to talk to you about two lesser known series that you may not have heard of, and so that's why I'm here to talk to you about them today. So the first one is actually a middle grade series that's actually really good, and I've really enjoyed this first book at least, and that is The Missing Guardian by Melanie and McFarlane. As you guys know, Melanie and I formed a relationship as she was releasing There Once Were Stars. The sequel to that, Here Skies Surround Us, is finally out, and I'm super excited to finally be reading it. But this was a side project she was working on, and I was able to get a review copy, and I really enjoyed the world that she created in The Missing Guardian. So in this series, we're following a boy named Seth, and the first line on the blurb on the back says, Seth Reeves didn't mean to run away with a shapeshifter. Do you really need to know much more than that for a middle grade novel? Anyways, this book is fantastic, fantastically put together. I gave it 4.5 stars, and I really enjoy the character development that happens in here, the descriptions, this cover, everything was just so well done. So I had to put a plug out there for this series and for Melanie, and I am so super excited to continue on in this series. So let's just do a brief synopsis of this. So in the Missing Guardian, we follow Seth. Seth's father passed away about a year ago, and his life has kind of fallen apart. He can't really figure out what's up and what's down, and he's really kind of struggling. In comes this shapeshifter named Belvedere, and he whisks Seth away on this adventure to try and save the world in which they live. And in this world there are guardians, like elementals kind of guardians, and two of them have gone missing, and there's this disease throughout the land as well. There's really a lot going on in this series, but even though there's a lot going on, it's all pretty contained. It's easy to follow. I really am excited to, as I said, continue on in this series. So if you have not tried out The Missing Guardian yet, again, I gave it 4.5 stars. Go ahead and give it a read and check it out. The second one that's a newer series that you probably haven't heard of yet is Phoenix Descending, Book 1 in The Curse of the Phoenix, or The Curse of the Phoenix, Book 1, and this is by Dorothy Dreyer. I have read Dorothy Dreyer books before, and I was really excited when I found out she was writing this dystopic fantasy. So in this world, we follow this girl named Tori and this guy named Brom, and I have to tell you, there's no like strict romance between these two. There's feelings, but there's no strict romance. So anyways, had to put that out there real quick. But anyways, Tori grew up in a land called Drothidia, and growing up there, she was kind of exiled, and her whole family was exposed to what they call the Phoenix Fever, herself included. But she's the one who's been able to kind of go and find herbal remedies to kind of keep her family functioning for a long time. Her sister passes away, and there's this place in their lands called the Rift. And basically, the Rift is where anybody who has this Phoenix fever who becomes an undead, aka a zombie, gets put, because they can't really climb or anything, so that's how they kind of keep that population contained. So in the beginning of this book, 14-year-old Tori finds this young boy, he's 16, 17, who has fallen into the Rift. And because she goes through there all the time, she helps him survive the zombies. And he's rescued. And then from there we jump 5 years in the future. Tori's sister has passed away. The rest of her family is very, very, very sick. She's the only one really kind of functioning for her entire family at this point. And so she gets an offer to go to a neighboring land where they have a cure and a remedy for this Phoenix fever to do some kind of undercover spy work for another neighboring country to figure out if the reigning queen there is really sick with the Phoenix fever or if she's dead, and just trying to figure out what's going on there, because the queen regent, her sister, is running this very aggressive government in this country. So we are really trying to figure out what's going on in this world and why things have changed so much in that particular land in 5 years. That happens to be the land where Brahm, the 16-year-old boy she saved, now works for the Queen's Guard. And it's a really interesting story. Everything falls together really interestingly. I basically read this book in one sitting. It's absolutely fantastic. Again, this was another 4.5 stars. I highly suggest, well, it's more 4 stars. There are some problematic things in this book. For the most part, it does pretty well. The way that the country, the main country, the territorial, like, aggressive country, handles same-sex relationships is a bit problematic for me. But I ended up giving this book 4 stars. The book itself is a solid start to the series. I really think all the problematic things that were going on with the same-sex couples in book 1, I think a lot of that will be remedied or at least addressed better in book 2. I did like how no one felt comfortable with what was going on with the same-sex relationships and how it was treated in this book. But I do want to put that out there because that might put some people off to this book. So, like I say, I do think a lot of the problematic parts will be addressed and worked on in book 2. But for book 1, they are a bit problematic. So that's just a heads up for you guys. So guys, again, those 2 series you may want to check out are The Missing Guardian by Melanie McFarlane, which is a middle grade series. And then we have Phoenix Descending, Curse of the Phoenix, book 1 by Dorothy Dreyer. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I really appreciate all the support you guys give me. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe down below and hit the little bell icon so you are notified when I post new videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.